Today's little STEM project, as I'm calling them, is going to be a tic tac toe tin. So, I am using an Altoid tin and we're going to make it into a game, a portable game that you can carry in the car with you. So, like when you go on long trips, you have something to do. Like if you have siblings or friends with you in the car. So, we're going to break that down for you. I'm going to tell you how I did it, and I'm going to tell you in the parts that I did you don't have to do. All right, so the first things you're going to need, obviously, is a tin. I have an Altoids tin. I will tell you, it does need to be the same thickness or better, more thick than this or an Altoid tin. The other tin that I tried to use was something this thin, and it is not going to work. It won't shut after you do your bits. Okay, so you're going to need a tin. Also going to need some patterned paper, and you don't have to buy the patterned paper. You can make your own patterned paper. If you have white paper and you just want to make your own designs, that's awesome. The other thing I would say to you is get 5 different things, little items that can become your movers, your tic-tac-toe movers. So here's what I did. I like those little marbles. I'm going to do 5 blue, and that'll be my first opponent. And my second opponent will be the clear. So when I say little items, this is what I mean. I use these. You can use buttons of the same color. You can actually make your toppers. So you need 10 altogether, but 5 and 5 matching. All right, for your movers. The other thing you're going to need, and I'm going to suggest that you get the round magnets. Once again, they are just much more sturdy and more magnetic. You can try the flatter ones, and they may work because the tin is closer. But I would just get the round magnets. It seems like it would work better to me. So you need the magnets, some scissors, glue. So I'm using Mod Podge or decoupage glue. And you can get this anywhere. But if you don't have that, you don't have to have that. You can use school glue and you thin it with a little bit of water, and it's the same effect with a brush. And I will show you what to do. The other thing is you will need some hot glue, or you can use the school glue, but you're going to have to let your magnets set for a while. So because it's on camera, I'm going to do hot glue just to show you what I'm doing. All right, and then a marker in case you want to mark on it. So let me show you what I did. I first just took my tin. You're going to want to turn your pattern paper. Actually, that's not true. You want to turn your box face down because you're going to be tracing right on around it. And then you will trace the bottom. What you're going to do too, you are going to cut each of those out, and we'll do this pretty quickly because it's not that big. And I will show you a bit of gluing it on and how it is. I mean, you know what it is, decoupage. I like decoupage because it makes the adherence of it last longer. It's more sturdy. So on the back of this, we're going to write top, because the top should probably be a little bit bigger, but just so you don't get them mixed up. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut out that for the bottom. Now again, you don't have to use both the same paper for this. I just like the top and bottom to match. It's kind of a thing for me. So, and I'm going to write bottom on here so I know. All right, so there's my top and my bottom. So then I'm going to use this sheet for the side. And you probably can't see, but I didn't finish the one that is my example just yet. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up, put it right at the corner, and go across. And I would go ahead and just go across the whole bottom. You could measure if you wanted to get them more exact, but for me, since I have these sheets, I know that it'll work if I just go all the way across. And so, and it just makes it easier. So I can just, because basically all you need is the right width. There we go. And let me show you here. So the Altoid tin is a fun one. On the one that I did, it helped the paper stick the crease there at the back, just so I could get a good feel for how it was going to fit on it. And there you go. Now, what I will say to you is that you want to cut it before you get to the hinges in the back, because that's going to be problematic for you. So I would go ahead and cut right about there. And so that's as much as you're going to do off the bat. All right. So then I'm going to take, I'm using a 1.5, just a craft away brush. It's wet. I always like to start with wet. Helps it take it better. And I'm doing it dry this time. I normally tell you to go ahead and put a little water on it, on the paper. You can, but I wouldn't worry about that because you want it to fit to the tin. And the thing that I'm more worried about is that it fits over the ridges of the Altoid can. So I'm going to dip in here and I'm going to go ahead and put that right on the top. And then I have a blotter piece of paper I'm going to put under. And I'm going to do my top first. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Now I am going to warn you, have some water out in a little pan and a little rag. I'm going to encourage you to go ahead and use your fingers and get a little messy Bessie. You know me and messes. I like a good mess. All right. So there's that. And so you see those standing up. Okay, so then I'm going to do this. Hopefully it'll be enough glue that you've put on the top that it'll start to lay down. I like the little ridge that's teal right there. I'm not going to cover that up. I like that being left as part of the original can showing through. I kind of like that myself. So then this is what I did. I took my rag, got it damp, not drippy damp, but just enough, and then I ran it over it. And then you can run it over the side, so you lay all your edges down and run it across. Now this helps it to lay down really well and adhere even better. You probably cannot see that on the film, but it did lay it down a little bit better. Go ahead and use your finger and just know that there may be places that stick up, but you can always go back over it. Because you're going to do this to the top, then you're going to do it to the bottom, and then you're going to also do it to your side. Now I'm not going to show you that bit because we have to do our little pieces, and I'm going to show you on the tin that I've already gotten started with. So this is so there's my top, and it matches my bottom. And then, like I told you, you have this ridge that you go around. So here's my little bit of that. So do you see those hinges? They're not going to let me do the full sheet of this. So I'm just going to cut it a little bit. Kind of cut off a little bit so that it then fits better. All right, and let's see. Yeah, so that works. And so you don't interfere with the hinge or anything. Because the other thing you don't want to do is glue your hinge shut. That would be awful. All right, so then I'm going to take up my glue, being very careful not to glue my hinges. And again, just open it up. That way you make sure you don't. Oh, and my blotter paper. There's that. And I know this seems like it's a lot of work for a game, but I think it's kind of fun to make your own game. You can, you can run through lots of paper playing tic-tac-toe. But if you just have your own little personal, I'm going to cut that off because I don't want it to go on top of my bottom. If you don't care, you don't have to. And it's a little, yeah, there we go. And I'm going to do the same thing that I just did with the water. And get a little water. And I'm going to just lay that right over and lay it down. And there we have it. Excuse me. So there's that. So that is pretty self-explanatory. So then we go to the inside. Here's what I did. I chose a complementary color to go on the inside, and it's just a little piece of construction paper. I cut out another bottom, the same size, and then I put it in the top, and I glued the inside of the Altoid can, just like you do when I told you to do the top, and then you go ahead and do your tic-tac-toe board on there. And then I glued over it. Now I just used a Sharpie marker, just permanent marker will get you that. And you don't have to do what I did. I just like the idea of putting the tic-tac-toe in the boxes, but you don't have to. And so then I'm going to lay that aside, and I would, actually that I wouldn't. I would do this part, the back part last, because you need to be able to let it lay like this so that it doesn't interfere with the hinges. So just know that. And this is it's kind of a longer project for littles, but it's okay. It helps them practice cutting, and the end result is they'll have a toy that they can play with. So set that aside, and as you might see, this is not that big a deal. All my little beads, I basically just put a dollop of hot glue on it, and they're good. Now the thing I will tell you is that, so I didn't get the polarities mixed up, I left it in a line, just put it down, and then put my dollop of glue on there and smashed it on. There we go. And that's that. I'm going to do the same thing for my last one. So I saved a couple just so you could see what I was doing. And so you could see how easy this would be, even for buttons, or I don't know. If you have access to 5 things that are alike that you would like to use, have fun doing that. So I am going to show you this though. So the storage is just the box itself, because it's magnetic, or it's metal, and they like to do sideways to each other. And there we get, and there we go. And I just think that's great. And there's room for all of them. And so when you're playing, it's like that. So there you go. You can sit in the car and in the back of the car and play to your heart's content without any paper or pencil. So there you go. I hope you enjoy making your own tic-tac-toe board. That's portable. All right, you guys, happy crafting, and I will see you at the Georgetown or at the Scott County Public Library. Remember, you can catch us on YouTube and Facebook.